Look, I think the accessorial liability changes that are being mooted at the moment are just wrong. It is very bad legislation. It is legislation that attempts to cause one party who may have no play in the conduct of another party to take liability. And I would have thought that at common law, it is simply wrong. It is inevitable that what will happen is that there will be liability, there will be franchisors in this country who will think twice before they continue on what they're doing. So bad legislation, and hopefully common sense prevails.
There's a huge challenge to franchising in Australia at the moment, and that's the proposed changes by the federal government to make franchisors co-employers of franchisee staff. There's actually no other country in the world that does that. It'll actually make Australian franchising the laughing stock of world franchising. Now, one of the interesting things about that is that Australian franchisors have built their brands on what they've learned from American brands coming to this country. You know, they're the biggest and the best at what they do. They'll stop coming. And in fact, they will close down or pull back their operations or stop growing. So that's not a good thing for franchising. One of the other challenges is that in making the franchisor a co-employer of the franchisee's staff, that means the franchisor has to pull back in the support that they give the franchisees. It's actually against the very thing that franchising is about, good practice in small business. So we're seeing it already that franchisors are saying, well, we're not, if we're going to be deemed to be an employer, we're going to pull back in some of the support and the systems we give. We're going to put distance between ourselves and the franchisee so that we're not deemed to be a co-employer. So franchisees will actually have less systems and less support.
What needs to be taken is a very objective look at small business in Australia. Small business in Australia is under pressure. This is not just a franchising industry. Without a doubt, there are people out there who underpay their staff. It is an abhorrent practice that we won't countenance in our franchise systems. We ourselves have very robust audit and measuring systems, but do we believe that our system is pure? There is not one person out there? No, we don't. But to simply target the franchise industry as the mooted legislation is doing is there's no other way to describe it as purely wrong. It's evil.
Worldwide, economies are starting to rebuild after 10 years of staggering. Every economy in the world that is starting to rebuild, including the US, is doing it on the back of small business. Small business employs over 70% of Australians, and franchising is the powerhouse of best practice in small business. So why the heck would a Liberal National Party want to stab franchising in the eye? I mean, it's the very engine room that'll recover this nation, not big business, not handouts. So we need franchising to be strong. We need small business to be strong. That's the future of this country. Do you know, millennials, under 30-year-olds, 82% of millennials want to own their small business. What a staggering figure. And we're not going to help them. We're going to make it harder. We're going to make franchising harder to succeed. This is the most successful franchising nation in the world. Why would we hurt it?